What is going on, guys? This is Soccer Mania here, back with another video. Join us now as we recap this weekend's fixtures as well as other news stories and rumors you need to know, including Zaha makes history, 2 PSG players' houses raided, Barcelona agreed to sign want-away Man City forward, football great acknowledges Cristiano Ronaldo's goal record, and Zidane's frustration over players' injuries. Be sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell for more videos. We start off in the English Premier League, and it was a North London derby as Arsenal continued their match back on top after beating City rivals Tottenham 2-1, with Lamela being the talking point as he scored a brilliant Rabona goal and then got sent off later in the game. Top 4 chasers Chelsea were frustrated by stubborn lead side as they battled to a barren draw at Elland Road. Elsewhere, the Saints were handed their 6th home loss after a 2-1 defeat by Brighton. Also, Kelechi Iheanacho scored a hat-trick as Leicester City thrashed bottom side Sheffield 5-0. And a Craig Dawson's own goal gave Man United the edge against West Ham. Leaders Manchester City march on towards the title with a 3-0 victory against Fulham. In the Ligue 1, PSG's hopes of retaining the title were dented further after going down 2-1 against Nantes, with Angel Di Maria being subbed off after news of his house being robbed during the game emerged. Leaders Lille were also held to a barren draw by Monaco. In the Bundesliga, champions Bayern beat Werder Bremen 3-1, Dortmund beat Hertha Berlin 2-0, and Wolfsburg continued their impressive run, beating bottom side Schalke 5-0. And in the Serie A, Juventus bounced back from their Champions League shock exit, beating Cagliari 3-1, with Cristiano Ronaldo proving critics wrong, scoring all 3 goals. Leaders Inter continued their march towards the title, beating Torino 2-1 in Turin, while AC Milan's hopes of catching up with Inter were dented after going down 1-0 against Napoli. Now, on to the news. Our first story looks at Zaha making history. Now, Wilfried Zaha has become the first Premier League player not to take a knee before a match, releasing a statement prior to kickoff that explained his belief that the action is no longer making a difference in society. The 28-year-old was true to his word prior to kickoff against West Bromwich Albion on Saturday, as he remained standing while every other player took the knee on the referee's whistle. Zaha released a statement via his management company Rock Nation immediately after kickoff, explaining what, quote, "whether we kneel or stand, some of us will continue to receive abuse." He continues to say, "My decision to stand at kickoff has been public knowledge for a couple of weeks now. There is no right or wrong answer, but I feel kneeling has just become part of the pre-match routine, and at the moment, it doesn't matter whether we kneel or stand. Some of us will continue to receive abuse. I know there is a lot of work being done behind the scenes at the Premier League and other authorities to make change, and I fully respect that and everyone involved. I also fully respect my teammates and players at other clubs who continue to take the knee." He continues to say, "As a society, I feel we should be encouraging better education in schools, and social media companies should be taking stronger action against people who abuse others online, not just footballers. I now just want to focus on football and enjoying being back playing on the pitch. I will continue to stand tall." Now, Zaha has often spoken out over the racial abuse he has received in the past, and this was highlighted in July 2020 after a 12-year-old boy was arrested for sending vile messages via social media. The Crystal Palace star is the first Premier League player to opt against taking the knee, and his choice could see a change in attitude towards action in the top flight. Next up, 2 PSG players' houses raided. Now, the family homes of Paris Saint-Germain players Angel Di Maria and Marquinhos were burgled while the French champions played Nantes on Sunday. Argentina midfielder Di Maria was substituted during the 62nd minute in the 2-1 defeat after being told about the incident. His family were only aware their home had been burgled after it happened. Brazil defender Marquinhos said his parents' home had also been burgled, adding that nobody was hurt. But it has now been reported that thieves left with more than €500,000 worth of jewelry and watches. RMC have revealed how the burglars entered Di Maria's home through the gym, which is situated in the basement. They took the elevator to the second floor and left with a safe containing the jewelry and watches. Di Maria's wife and 2 daughters were on the ground floor and didn't meet the thieves and had no contact with them. That's not to say they were not, quote, extremely shocked by the break-in. Marquinhos' house, which is on the same complex as the Argentines, and his father was reportedly roughed up and pushed around but not beaten during the robbery. Some reports say he received blows to the thorax and head but isn't injured. He was locked in a room with his 2 daughters, who are Marquinhos' sisters, during the 30 to 40 minute theft. They left with £2,000 in cash and 3 bags, the contents which are yet to be identified. According to the police, the 2 burglaries weren't committed by the same people as they happened at the same time, but an investigation is ongoing. The most important thing is that all the victims involved are safe and well, even if they're shaken by the shocking events. Next up, Barcelona agreed to sign want-away Man City forward. Barcelona have reached a verbal agreement with Manchester City striker Sergio Aguero to bring him to Camp Nou on a 2-year deal this summer. Aguero is out of contract at the end of the season and is towards the top of Barcelona's wish list, with the new president Juan Laporta keen to reunite him with international teammate Lionel Messi at club level. Now, reports of a formal offer to Aguero emerged last week, and now AS state that an agreement has been reached over a 2-year contract for the 32-year-old, who could follow City star Eric Garcia to Barca. Aguero is said to be very close in sealing the move, although his contract has not been signed just yet, because Laporta has not yet taken over as president. Carlos Tusquets is still in charge for the time being and will not finalize any deals himself. On top of Laporta's arrival, it is also suggested that Aguero's future could be in Messi's hands. Seeing partly as a tactic to keep Messi happy at the club, the report claims that the 33-year-old may be given the final say over whether Aguero signs or not. Signing Aguero will likely force Laporta to give up his dream of rebuilding the squad around Borussia Dortmund's Erling Haaland, whose value of well over €100 million makes a move to Barcelona seem more than a little unlikely. Instead, Aguero would become the starting striker at Camp Nou and make a point of telling us that he is a bit of an upgrade on the current frontman Martin Braithwaite. Talks of which striker to pursue are expected to continue behind the scenes. If Laporta can't have Haaland, he wants Aguero, but manager Ronald Koeman still has his heart set on Lyon's Memphis Depay. Next up, Football Great acknowledges CR7's goal record. Now, Brazil's legendary striker Pele congratulated Cristiano Ronaldo after the Portuguese forward's hat-trick against Cagliari took him past the Brazilian's legend tally of goals scored in official matches. Ronaldo netted 3 times inside the opening 32 minutes to take his career total to 770, 3 clear of Pele's tally of 767. In his Instagram post, Pele quoted, "Life is a solo flight. Each makes his own journey, and what a beautiful journey you are having. I admire you a lot. I love watching you play, and this is no secret to anyone. Congratulations on breaking my record of goals in official matches." Some reports suggest that this is a world record tally, but that is disputed by the Czech Football Association, with claims that former Austria and Czechoslovakia striker Josef Bican is football's true all-time top scorer with 821 goals. Meanwhile, data from Rexport's Soccer Statistics Foundation says Bican scored 805 career goals, but among them were 27 for Rapid Vienna's reserve and amateur teams, as well as strikes which were not in official international games. Remove those and Bican finished his career on 759 goals, short of Pele's and Ronaldo's total. After the game against Cagliari, Ronaldo explained on Instagram why he is now only acknowledging the record. He says, and I quote, "The last few weeks were filled with news and stats considering me as world's top scorer in football history, overcoming Pele's 757 official goals. Although I'm thankful for that recognition, But now it's time for me to explain why I didn't acknowledge the record until this moment. He continues to say, my everlasting and unconditional admiration for Mr. Edson Arantes do Nascimento, such as the respect I have for the mid-20th century football, led me to take into account his 767 score, assuming his 9 goals for Sao Paulo state team, as well as his single goal from the Brazilian military team as official goals. The world has changed since then, and football has changed as well, but this doesn't mean that we can't just erase history according to our interest. He continues to say, today, as I reached the 770th official goal in my professional career, my first words go straight to Pele. There is no player in the world who hasn't been raised listening to stories about his games, his goals, his achievements, and I'm no exception. And for that reason, I'm filled with joy and pride as I acknowledge the goal that puts me on top of the world's goal scoring list, overcoming Pele's record, something that I could never have dreamed of while growing up as a child from Madeira. Ronaldo came in for some criticism after Juventus' Champions League defeat against Porto on Tuesday, the second year in a row they have been knocked out at the last 16 stage. But this performance was a reminder of just how devastating the former Manchester United forward can be. And finally, Zidane's frustration over players' injuries. Real Madrid manager Zinedine Zidane has described the latest injury to Eden Hazard as inexplicable as frustrations build over the Real Madrid star fitness. The Belgian international returned from a 6-game absence in La Liga as second-half substitute in Madrid's 2-1 win over Elche on Saturday. It had been hoped the 30-year-old would be ready for more game time on Tuesday when Madrid host Atalanta in the last 16 Champions League second leg. However, Hazard has to miss training on Monday due to a damaged hip flexor, and head coach Zidane confirmed he will not be in the squad for the visit of the Serie A side. He said, and I quote, "He's not going to be fit. We are going to put something out shortly on the injury. I can't say any more. Something is going on. These are things I can't explain. I want to be positive, and I think it's going to be something small. They, the fans, have to wait. We know what sort of player he is. They want to see him, of course, just like everyone else here, but now they can't." Hazard has just played 14 times this season as injuries continue to blight his time at the Spanish capital. The €100 million signing from Chelsea has only started 29 matches in all competitions since joining 2 years ago and has not completed 90 minutes in a single game since November 2019. Zidane continues to explain, "There are 4 questions on Hazard. I can't say any more. We want to help him. I don't know if it will be with me or someone else because he has a long contract, but I want with all my strength for him to be seen as the player he is. Sooner or later, he'll arrive." Hazard is one of a number of fitness concerns Madrid have had this term, but Zidane refused to pin any blame on the club's medical department. He continues to say, "I don't think there's a problem with the department. We have every competent people here who are on top of the players. We are going to find out what's happening, but at the moment, it is inexplicable. We've talked about preseason, the accumulation of matches also in the head. We are going to try to recover the injured players. Now, we have fewer injuries. Enough of them have returned." Striker Karim Benzema, meanwhile, was left saddened by Hazard's latest setback, saying he hasn't had much luck since he came here. "I'm sad because he's a top player. He's sad because he wants to show that he's a world star. We need him. We at Soccer Mania wish Eden Hazard all the best, as reports claim he is finally considering surgery." But there you have it, guys. The wildest news stories and rumors you need to know, as well as a recap of last weekend's highlights. Be sure to subscribe, hit that notification bell, and I'll see you next time with some more football content.